Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abednego Vidolo. I go by AV or Abedi or AV, going places on all platforms, and welcome to my first official YouTube video. So if you're watching this, you can say that you've been a part of my YouTube story since day one. And so welcome to all the day ones. I'm very excited to have you here. This is going to be a very fun and very informative YouTube channel, and I'll be giving you guys mainly tips and tricks on how to navigate through your education and career journey. And so basically, I'll be giving you guys advice on things that I wish I knew back then that I know right now after graduating college and working in the industry for 2 years. And so be basically, giving you advice like how I was able to go from high school to a community college, go through community college without paying anything out of my pocket, transfer into a university, get different grants that help me pay through university, be able to get, I got 2 scholarships in university. Give you guys advice on how to be able to apply for scholarships, where to look into them, what to say when you're applying. I did 3 internships through college. I'll give you guys advice on how to go through finding internships and actually standing out in your internships, because I was able to become #1 in a poster presentation at one of my internships. So I'll give you guys advice on that. And then also how to study through college, things that I feel like things that they're not talked about in education. Like, you go to school, but they don't teach you how to study. Like, you just come out of high school, they expect you to know all this stuff. But I'm gonna teach you guys the things that I wish that they taught us, to help us go through school easier, like study techniques. So I was able to get, like I said, scholarships, and I was able to keep a 4.0 GPA after figuring out what study methods work for me. So I'll be able to advise you guys on that as well. And so all these things, I'll be putting them together in my YouTube channel, and I have a series of topics that I'll be covering. And also I'll be watching out for the top comment. I hope that you guys will be engaging and giving me questions of things that you want me answered. So like right now, I'm a mechanical engineer. I design mechanical systems for buildings, and I'm an EIT, which is an engineer in training. And so let's say someone in the comments asks me how to study for the FE exam. Instead of putting another video in, I will focus on giving you guys tips and tricks on how to study for the FE exam, if that's the most liked comment. On and on and on. I'm working as an engineer right now, but I want to own my own firm. So in the future, when I branch out, I'll be able to give you guys advice on how to be able to branch out, how to be able to do things like that, and how to be able to expand your company, and how to be able to just be your own boss. And so I'll just be giving you guys advice on things I've learned along my journey, and as we progress as well, I'll be giving guys advice on that as well. And you're probably saying, oh my God, he must be perfect, so that's why he started this YouTube channel. And that's contrary to the actual reality. Like, the reason I started is because I made so many mistakes, and I want to make sure that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did, so you can go through your career in a much smarter way than I did, and be able to overcome obstacles along your way. And so for today, I'm going to be starting off strong with how to pick your college major, if that's the route that you decided to pursue. The things you should look for when looking into a major. It's going to be step by step. I'm going to give you 3 simple things that you should ask yourself before you decide what major you're going to go into. Before I start anything, for my whole YouTube channel, everything that I'm going to be going through, I want you to use what's called a grocery store mentality. What do I mean by this? I mean that I might say stuff that you might not like, and so if something is not for you, just don't take it with you. Take whatever is good for you. Take whatever you think is going to help you on your journey, and use it to your benefit. If I'm at a grocery store and I pick some burger patties and I see it's written vegan on there, I'm going to put it back. No offense to the vegans, but that's just me. So if it's not for me, I put it back and I take what's good for me. So that's the mentality I want you going through when watching all my videos. And so for my first video, how to pick your major. So 3 simple things you should be looking into before you decide what to major in. And if by the end of this video you're still undecided of what you're gonna major in, don't worry, I got your back. I'm gonna list the top 3 majors that I think you should go into in the current times that we're in, so you can look into those and see if any fit what you're looking for. And so the number one thing I would advise anybody to look at when picking a major is to do what you're good at. And so I didn't say do what you like, I didn't say do what your parents think is great, but do what you're good at. How are you going to figure this out? Going through high school, I know there are subjects that you were good at. You might not be the best at it, but you were better in that subject than the rest, and you actually performed better in exams, you did better in classes, and those are the things that you should look into when deciding what major to go into. There are subjects that you were good at. whether it was math or English or sciences or even physical education, those things that you were better, that's the thing that you want to focus on. Because unlike high school or middle school, college is not an experience. High school and middle school, all that stuff is an experience. You go through it to be able to learn about life, learn about socializing, learn about history, learn about science, geography, all this good stuff. But college is not an experience. It comes with an experience, but college is like a business opportunity. You're done through high school, and it's something that you can choose to do or not do. It's not a must for you to go to college to be successful. So you have to look at it as a business opportunity, because you're going to be putting money into it, you're going to be making an investment, and you want to get the best ROI, which is a return on your investment, after you're done with college. And so for any business, before you go into it, if you want to succeed, you want to make sure you're doing something you're actually good at. Because if you're good at it, you'll be able to do better than the competition and everybody else, and be able to actually make income from it. And so, number one, do what you're good at. And then number two, which is closely related, but do what you love. So number one, what you're good at. Number two, do what you love. And the reason this is number two is because on some days you might not actually want to do what you're good at, but it's that love for what you wanted to do that's going to get you through those days. And so you have to be able to do what you love, and something that you actually find, interesting to you. And so do what you're good at and do what you love. And people get these two confused. People think that, oh, I'm gonna do what I love and then I'll be good at it. Hell no, that's not how it works. And you, of course, you can get better with practice, but that's not how it really works in college. Like, you can do that maybe with arts or with music or with sports, but when it comes to college, that's not how it works. You gotta start with what you're good at and then do what you love. But I'm like, I love singing, but am I good at it? I'm not. I can even show you. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna torture you guys. But that's what I mean. Do what you're good at, and then do what you love. And last but not least, step number three: make sure you do what's gonna make you money in college. Because, like I said, this is a business opportunity. And with any business, yeah, you want to help people, you want to serve the community, you want to do a service that you love. But if you're not making any money from it, that's not gonna be a good business model. And so, out of the college, once you get your degree, make sure that that degree is actually gonna get you an income that can sustain you, and do what makes you money. That's the last step. And so you do, and it's in order: you do what you're good at, do what you love, and then you do what makes you money. So if you're good at it, you love it, and it doesn't make you money, probably wouldn't advise you to major in that in college. You can, if it's music or arts or sports that you're good at and you love it, but you know it doesn't make money out of a college major, you can probably just take courses or go to a school outside of college that can give you the experience that you need for you to be able to succeed at that expertise. Like, you don't need college for that. And that's how I ended up becoming an engineer. I was good at math, I loved drawing, and I knew that engineers make some good money. And so that I followed the three steps. I didn't know it back at the time as it's defined right now, but looking back on it, that's what really made me make that decision. And how I did it was, I just went online. I was, good at math. That's what I knew. I graduated high school in Kenya. We don't have career counselors. We don't have all these resources to help you decide your career. After high school is when I was like, oh, I actually gotta do something. So I went online and I just searched careers that are good for people who are good at math. And that's when they brought a lot of different careers. They brought engineering, and I started researching different careers to see what I actually liked after I figured out what I was good at. And that's how I found engineering, and I found it has a growing market, and it has good opportunity for me. And so those are the three things I would recommend you guys to look into. If you've watched through this whole video, congratulations. And if you but if you're still like, this guy is just yapping at the screen, yapping at me, and I still have no idea what I want to do, don't worry, I got your back. I'm going to list the top 3 different majors that I think anybody should pursue if it actually fits what you're looking for. I'm going to list them from 3 to 1. So at number 3 is finances, economics, or accounting. So those 3, like, no matter what's going to happen in the economy, those 3 are always going to have a place in the market, because people are going to need ways to manage their finances, work on their taxes. All these things are things that people are always going to need. And I'm gonna even throw one in there called actuarial science, because my friend does it, and you can look into it. So if you like numbers, and you like money, and you like all that stuff, look into majoring in one of those majors. At number 2, I'm gonna say nursing and any other healthcare professional. And I'm not just talking about doctors. You could be a physician's assistant. You could be a physical therapist. You can be a pharmacist. You can be a dentist. All those majors are also really good majors to look into. The only reason it's at number 2 and not number 1 is because, one, things like nursing require a lot of hours, and also the process to be able to get to become a nurse can be very stressful, but at the end it's very rewarding. And also the outside of nursing, the other ones require additional years of school. So that's the only reason it's a number 2, but it's a really good major to get into and to look into. And at number 1, if you couldn't guess it, because I'm very biased, I'm going to put engineering as number 1. I think that's the absolute best major to look into right now, because unlike everything else, you only need to go to school for 4 years. For me, I after my first year of engineering, I made close to $80,000 in my first year after bonuses, and I think that's a really good income for someone in Richmond, Virginia. Only working 40 hours a week and almost a month of vacation time that I was away in different countries. And so engineering is the top major for you to major in right now in the season that we're in. And so if you're good at math, and if you're good at math, look into it. I think it will do good for you. You only need to go to school for 4 years. You get a good income. You have a lot of job opportunity afterwards. But I'm gonna be giving you guys advice in this video. It's not a sure thing that you're gonna get a job afterwards unless you follow some tips and tricks that I'm gonna be advising you guys in my next videos on how to land internships, how to work on your resume, how to get different things on your resume to help you become outstanding from other candidates. And so I put engineering as number 1. So if you're good at math and you're good at sciences, I would say engineering is something that you should really look into. And there's a whole bunch of different fields in engineering. There's mechanical engineering, there's civil engineering, there's biomedical engineering, there's aerospace, there's robotics. And with how technology is advancing with AI and robotics, this is a place where you could easily be able to grow in the field and have a guaranteed steady source of income. And so engineering I put as number 1, and the only engineering that I might be a little bit iffy on is biomedical engineering, just because if you want to go into biomedical engineering, the most likely jobs you'll get is maybe working at a lab, or having to go into research and do things like a PhD. So if that's what you're into, you can do it, but for me, that's too much on that's not a good ROI when it comes to something like college. And so the other engineering majors, even computer science is a good major, although computer science might be a little bit iffy with how so it's becoming so concentrated, and with how the AI is replacing a lot of these coders. So you gotta be careful and figure out how you're gonna position yourself in the market if you decide to pursue yourself in computer science. And so that's it for my first YouTube video. I hope you've learned a thing or two, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good one.